The other half of the show, gotta talk about this LeBron stuff, man. So, of course, we all know Luke Walton is not the head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers anymore. He was released, fired. And so the Lakers were, looking for a coach. They had interest in the Sixers assistant, Monte Williams. But they also had interest in guys like Jason Kidd. And they also had interest in guys like Tyronn Lue. So, a few days ago, we thought Tyronn Lue was about to be the new NBA head coach. Announced that he was going to sign with the Lakers. Fortunately, that didn't happen. The Lakers gave him a disrespectful offer. No, it wasn't disrespectful for the money, but it was disrespectful for the years. They gave him an $18 million offer over 3 years. And Tyrell pulled out of that deal, out of that offer. Because what that deal told Tyronn Lue was that he wasn't that important. And that they didn't truly believe in his coaching style. It was a personal underlying shot at Tyronn Lue. Jeannie Buss basically told him that the Lakers organization did not believe in his coaching abilities, that they only believed in his relationship with LeBron. And that's disrespectful. Because Tyronn Lue is not a poor coach. Now, is he great? I won't go there. But to say that Tyronn Lue is not a good coach is blasphemous. Inconsiderate. And just downright wrong. He was able to get that Cleveland Cavaliers team to the finals every year. And I know it was easy when you got LeBron. But he was still able to do it. And the team that was trying to sign him wasn't able to do it their first year. Granted, yes, there was other variables to take into account to why he didn't get there. But at the end of the day, one went to the finals every single year, one didn't. That's what it comes down to. And not to mention, he elevated a lot of players' game while in Cleveland. Kyle Korver, Kevin Love, Tristan Thompson. Granted, also was because of LeBron, but he had the power to check LeBron. And, he also was able to get through to LeBron. There was a transparency. There was an open dialogue between Tyronn Lue and LeBron James. And that open dialogue was key. It allowed Tyronn Lue to hold LeBron James accountable for his actions. So it was insane that Jeannie Buss and the Lakers organization would do this to Tyronn Lue. He's not a scrub coach at all. And to offer him only 3 years, $18 million is disrespect and a spit in the face. And I would have left negotiations too. This man has won an NBA championship. They didn't treat Jason Kidd like that. And mind you, not only did they only give him 3 years, but then they tried to tell him who he could bring on staff. They tried to say, also if we bring you in, we kind of want you to name Jason Kidd as your assistant coach. Jason Kidd? What the hell has Jason Kidd won? Nothing. And you want to just start appointing me people? You need me. Jeannie Buss and the Lakers must have fell and bumped their heads. They don't hold the leverage in this situation. They need LeBron to work out. If LeBron James does not go to a playoff series or win an NBA championship in LA, that looks so poorly on LeBron James, of course, but also Jeannie Buss and the Lakers. Because that means you didn't do enough to put enough coaching or players around LeBron James to help him. And then LeBron, you just didn't do enough. So they don't hold any leverage. So for them to literally go in negotiations with Tyronn Lue, they should have been begging. They should have been kissing Tyronn Lue's feet to come in and save the dysfunction and mediocrity that is currently the label of the Los Angeles Lakers. I don't get it. And this is a great segue. Let's segue into the Kyrie. Kyrie needs to come to LA. Now, if Kyrie and LeBron James, and before I get into the great dynamic that it will be again, because Kyrie is clearly a number two, which we saw, but Kyrie realized something being in Boston. He realized, and like he said earlier in that press conference when he talked about calling LeBron James and apologizing, he realized what it took to be the number one. And he realized he didn't like it. He couldn't just play his game. He realized being the number one guy on a team isn't just going out there and scoring 50 and having 8 assists and 5 boards. It's being the second coach. Is understanding that now I have to manage guys' personalities. I have to make sure guys are on the same page. Because that's what it means to be a number one guy. LeBron James does more than just basketball. There's intangibles that come with being the best player on your team. And sometimes other guys take that role, like Chris Paul, like Jimmy Butler, who both aren't the best players on their team, but they take that role, that veteran role of leading a team. In Kyrie's case, he was both. He was the veteran and the best player. So he had to wear 2 hats. And what he found and what we all found is that he's incapable of wearing 2 hats. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with understanding that. Just like in life, right? When we go out and we're young men and women and we're 21 years old and we think we know everything, and life humbles you, slaps you around a little bit. And that's when you learn to have more of appreciation for your parents and say, well, they did try to tell me. I don't know how they've been doing this for an umpteenth amount of years. They figured it out. And they figured it out because they had experience and knowledge that you just weren't privy to. And all those years that Kyrie just felt like LeBron was harping on him and was being over dramatic and melodramatic. It's like, bro, like, what are you doing? Just let me play. Like, I'm cool. Like, and he thought he had the ability to do what LeBron could do. And life humbled him and saw that he couldn't do it. And he was incapable of doing that. This is, again, nothing wrong. It's the fact of the matter. Kyrie was piss poor in that series against the Bucks. Except for game 1, Kyrie did not show up. Game 2, he had 9 points. Game 3, he shot 8 for 22. Game 4, he shot 7 for 22. And then game 5, he was just forcing shots. Just looked terrible. Couldn't get into any rhythm. Didn't get his teammates into any rhythm. It seemed like he was going to try and win it himself, but had no ability to. And that's unfortunate. Because I think Kyrie is a really great player. and an elite talent. But he's not a leader. He's not the number one guy on your team. You cannot build around Kyrie. You can build around Kyrie if you bring in somebody better than Kyrie who can lead the team, but you cannot have Kyrie as your best player and expect him to lead. That's what we learned. But Kyrie in LA, great fit. Back with LeBron. LeBron's happy because now he has a real point guard, which would ultimately mean that they're going to move Lonzo or keep him. I wouldn't keep him. Actually, keep him, get rid of Rondo. Have Lonzo coming off the bench. Lonzo can learn a little bit from Kyrie, how to manage a game, how to manage an offense. You know, Kyrie knows a little bit about that. Not to the extent of carrying a team by himself, but he still knows how to run an offense and has a decent amount of knowledge that he can share with Lonzo. So now you got your mentor for your young point guard who you're in love with. I don't know why, but they are. And then you have, a sidekick for LeBron, who he can count on and actually trust. That's the best option for LA. Put all their baskets into Kyrie so that they have a point guard so LeBron doesn't have to bring the ball up all the time. And try to get some supplementary players around him. It's their best option. The most valuable option.